You are listening to the General Conversation Podcast, Season 3, Episode 6. I'm Valerie.
This is Cord.
How you feeling today, Cord?
I'm doing just fine. I am doing just fine. I'm up. It is was Saturday morning.
Are you feeling good?
Feeling good. I'm feeling good.
I feel good too. We got some good topics to talk about today. But first we're gonna talk about like the more seriousness topic of this particular topic, actually. Um, so it's been a year since COVID touched down. I mean, they say it's been in the States before, of course, March, but we went into a shutdown. A lot of
hmm
the US did, and we were having mass mandates and things like that. So yeah, it's been a year, and I mean, I just want to take a moment to remember all the people who have lost their lives. Just take a moment of silence with us, please. Okay, so yeah, it's a lot of things that had happened. I think nobody expected 2020 to be, as crazy as it was, right?
Yeah.
Like we didn't I think we thought too, like, okay, we're in a shutdown. Like, what does that actually mean? Like, I don't think people were taking a mask seriously. I don't think people really knew what social distancing was because we really didn't ever have to do it, even though they had recommendations. And like getting groceries, getting all we know is like we couldn't get hand sanitizer, we couldn't get alcohol, we couldn't get,
Couldn't find no
that's what we
feet.
was thinking. And it was more than just like getting hand sanitizer, tissue, just a lot of like the basics. We were definitely not prepared for this, even though the other countries were letting us know like what it was looking like. And we're not even gonna get into the whole politics of all of that with the US, but it definitely was like it definitely hit us hard as well. And
Yeah,
I don't
it
I
was
think
definitely
people were
adjustment.
like, it shouldn't have hit us hard at all. Not necessarily just because it's not like we're some third world country, you know what I mean?
But like
And a
like
lot
but like you but like you, I'm sorry, go ahead. All right.
I was just saying, and leadership should have taken control
Mhm.
of that, but we didn't have much of that as well. What were you
Yeah.
gonna say?
I was gonna just piggyback with what you were just saying, like, and like not trying to get too far into politics, but a lot of our unpreparedness came from that. So,
Correct.
and everybody knows that we was going through a troubling time. Um,
For sure.
yeah,
For sure. Like
with that.
on so many
So,
different levels. And then a lot of this with like Black Lives Matters and
yeah, we just had a lot of
just a
stuff
lot
going
of shit. It was
on.
just a lot. And so I also wanna, give a moment of silence to those people too who have lost their lives through police brutality or just black on black crime or just all that kind of like death and stuff. So let's just take a minute again, guys. Okay, yeah. So 2020, to say the least, was definitely stressful, for lack of a better word. It was just unpredictable. It was stressful, and it was just like a mess. But
Yeah.
we are in 2021, and so Kadir, I want to know, like, what is the biggest thing that you have, like, since it's been a year? Is there something that you've recognized or you realize you have a revelation about, or you just kind of feel like how do you feel about this like a year later, I guess?
Well, if you're talking about on a personal level, like far as growth wise
Any
go,
level, yeah, at this point.
I learned how to let things kind of be and then let people go. What just a lot of things, I do hold my friendships and people I carry on relationships with like near and dear, if I let you in that circle. But a lot of times, when it's not reciprocated or something like that, I start feeling some kind of way. But I just learned to just really let that stuff go, let them people go. And that, it's such a stress relief. And then, as I said, just let things be. I know that I don't get as upset about a lot of stuff anymore. I just like,
Okay.
it's not, I can't do nothing about that. It ain't me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You do what you want to do. And then also letting people, I guess, well, and also I better articulating, when I'm trying to talk to people about how, you just let other people be. It's not hurting you. It's not bothering you. Just let other people be and let other people live their lives. Everything is not your opinion is important to you. And that's the only person that's really important too. A lot of times. So, just I've gained a fair amount of peace.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good answer. For me, I would agree about the peace part of it. Like I think you have to pick and choose your battles. I think that if you go in it with a clean heart and a clean mind, like the rest of whatever, like the debris or whatever's trying to be negative get to you, if you just kind of walk away from it, I think it's fine. Like I think that like negativity, like it's so easy, it's so easy to get mad, but also it causes a lot of energy. It takes up a lot of energy to be stressed out or whatever, and I
Mm-hmm.
find that like me being stressed out is not, what is that doing for me? I'm stressed out, I'm mad, and I'm sweating and wet. And you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, just let it go, because I find, and this is what I find definitely, God has been working seriously through this pandemic, because I was having like some job issues at one point, and like all of that kind of got like worked out, so that's how I was like, and I didn't even have to do that. I had a plan to do something. I had a plan of action. Like it was like, okay, da 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 da, I'm gonna do this, but like honestly, I didn't even have to, because before I could do my plan that I thought I had, God was like, it's already done, and I was just like, see, huh? Come on, Jesus. Come
Stupid.
on, Jesus. Like, I mean, actually, I'm on his time. He waiting on me to catch up. So I really do believe, like, I will totally agree with you about the peace part. Like, whether it's people, whether it's a place, or whatever the situation is, it's like, I don't have time for it. And life is too short. And I think that the people that's supposed to be in your life will be in your life, and they won't drain you. They won't need anything from you. They won't require anything from you. They'll just be in your life. And things that's not there for you, it just won't be there. And you won't have no problem with being like, okay, it just is what it is. And like, I don't want to argue about it. I don't want to fight. I don't want to do none of that. And
Yeah.
yeah, man. And also too, like if you have good friendships, or if you have good things in your life, like and cherish those things and don't take them for granted, and definitely let them people know, like as they say, get them people some flowers now. Don't wait to be like, oh yeah, man, you a good friend. If that's a good friend, let them know that you appreciate them. And I will say, Kadera, I appreciate you. Like this, we've still been doing this podcast through the pandemic, social distancing, because we were doing it at my place, and
Mm-hmm.
we had a little place we set up. Like right, I remember right before the pandemic happened, we actually had like a set up a little. We had like a men's panel, I believe. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we set it up. We had like rented out this place, but it was just like this whole little thing we did, and it was so cool. And I thought, oh, this is gonna be something new. And little did we know, they was like, aha! You thought you was gonna be in other places. Oh, social distance.
Shut down.
Right. It was but we made it work. And I think that a lot of people, whether it was your job or whatever, a lot of people had to learn how to become teachers with their kids, had to learn how to work from home if they could, had to learn how to like get through or press through, like dealing with crazy people. If you were an essential worker, had to go and still go to, if you were fortunate enough to still keep your job and have a job, to go to work and deal with people that still don't understand, they don't want to wear a mask. Like just a lot of like, why are you making this difficult? Put the mask on. Don't come behind I got the shield up for a reason. Why is you coming around here? The
Yeah.
shield is so that it's just a lot of like, oh child.
Yeah. And
Like
this
it's
is
a lot.
just now, just where you put your energy at too.
Yeah.
I learned just about that. A lot of times we find ourselves upset about situations that don't got nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
And that's like when to decide where you put your energy at, decide who you give your energy to. And like I said, just kind of like letting those people go. A lot of times letting those people go is a lot less time consuming than trying to deal with them.
Yeah.
Say your piece, and if that relationship comes to an end, it just comes to an end.
Yeah. I think also I learned how to be more resourceful.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely feel like I had to take care of myself better, and I mean that in just in form of cooking. Like I was eating out probably a lot, but that's mainly because I was on the go a lot, and when I had to stay home, it's like, oh, okay, so I need to learn how to make this. Okay, that tastes good. No, they don't taste good. I need to try that again. I learned like about that. At first, it was like, I'm not gonna lie. In the beginning, it was a lot of watching TV and catching up on shows. I'm like, oh, that's what they talking about. It's a lot of like mindless stuff. But then I was like, what can I do to like get more Like, how can I be more resourceful? That's what I, once I kicked in and I was like, okay, so I'm gonna be at home. Like, this is not gonna be just a couple weeks. This is a maybe a long term than I thought. It was like I had to learn how to like kick it into second gear and like how to make the most out of it. I picked up some hobbies that I always wanted to do that I was like, oh, I'll get to it. I was able to get to it. And I definitely got outside a lot more, you know, definitely social distancing, but just like hiking and just being outside and doing things from my childhood that I didn't even really realize that I would like now. I'm like, oh, I'm like, okay, yeah, I could do this. So it was it had a tumultuous part of it and stressful part, but then I was trying to like find things for me that I could do and like still like feel like I wasn't losing my mind just because I had to be inside the house and trying not to worry so much about my family members as well because a lot of them were still going out into the public, especially
Mm-hmm.
in the beginning. And I was just like, because they still had to work, you know, and I'm just like,
Right.
God, you know, just praying for them and my friends and things like that. So yeah, I just hope going forward though, like my hope is going forward, things will get better. I know they have the vaccine. I'm not still not too keen on that, but I think once I read more about it and learn more, maybe I will feel differently. Right now, I feel like it's just still super soon. And so I'm not telling I this is just my opinion. I'm not telling people not to get the vaccine, but right now, for me, I just don't know. That's where my head is at. I know even my dad had asked me because he's older and they're offering it to the older people as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know, dad, if you feel comfortable, but you know, my dad, old school Mississippi, he like, I ain't getting that.
Yeah,
I ain't
real.
getting that. So it's like, I know he looks for me for guidance, but I'm like, you know, talk with your healthcare professional. But you know, if you feel like you know you go, you know, I was like just kind of wait because I would never tell somebody not to do something or to do something unless I for sure was like, yeah, this would be a good idea. You know, it's up to you to make those kind of decisions. But you know, I just hope that going forward though, I do miss traveling. I do miss like, and I'm hearing that like some people were saying that they require if you want to leave the country that they're requiring people to get vaccinated. And I don't know if that's true or not, but the people that I know are leaving the country have been like, yeah, you have to get the vaccine or you know
Mm-hmm.
attempt to. So I just hope that like things can get back to a little bit of normalcy. Um, and just you know just a little bit. I'm not saying it has to be like all the way back, but like slowly we I know there's a down tick, and I just hope it keeps going down and people just be smarter and respect other people's space and things like that. What is your hope, Cordero?
Well, as far as vaccine go, like you said, I'm still, iffy about that whole vaccine thing. My job has not required me to take it and stuff like that. My grandparents stuff. I think my grandparents they taking their second shot pretty soon, within the next week or two, I believe. If I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So, like I said, I'm not discouraging anybody not to get it. You have to really do what you feel comfortable with. Um, Me, I'm more so I'm going to wait and see type of thing because I do eventually want to start back traveling and stuff like that.
Right.
I'm gonna weigh my options, and do what's best
Yeah.
for me.
And I think that's just the best, you know, so what your options.
Weigh my options and stuff like that. So,
So speaking of weighing options,
mm, 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 mm.
that was what we were talking about. You know, we touched on the COVID, and like I said, y'all can put y'all discussions and y'all ideas and y'all thoughts below. Like, what are y'all hopes for uh the upcoming 2021 with the whole COVID thing? And if you want to touch on any Black Lives Matters, y'all can put that down below. But we're gonna transition into options and maybe their lack of. We talk about, of course, you know, on this channel, we talk about relationships, we talk about money, we talk about finance, we talk about travel, and sometimes we'll touch on like what's going on in the news, pop culture wise, or just what's been going on. But it's kind of hard not to like talk about this particular topic, and we're talking about Derrick Jackson. You know, so I know that y'all may have heard. I didn't even know really who the dude was. But he's like some kind of personality. I guess I can call him an author because he has a book out. And what he does, I've honestly, someone showed me who he was a long time ago, and basically he was trying to give women advice. Now, before we touch on to what's going on with Derek and his situation, I just want to say personally that I get real icked out and think it's real creepy sometimes when a man tries to tell a woman how to get a man. If you don't know me, you don't know my life, you don't know my personality, you don't know how I've dated and this. And I think he was speaking maybe in general,
Mm-hmm.
but I still feel like even when they have ads like you want to know how to keep a man wrapped around your finger, you want to know how to have a man text you back. Like, no, not from you. I don't, sir. I don't know you, and I don't want to give you information. If I'm not asking you, I don't. So I've never subscribed to his channel. I never really like if he this didn't happen, I wouldn't know. And I seen how he looked because, like I said, the person that introduced me to the video long time ago, I was like, yeah, he making sense. Like, I mean, it's like if your dad would tell you, like, if my dad has
Right.
gave me that pep talk, like niggas ain't shit. Da 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 da. They only want one thing. Like, if you got good men in your life, they have all that you listen to. They have all once like one at a time or another have tried to give you the game and give you advice. So I'm gonna take it more from my dad or my uncles than some
Mm-hmm.
dude that honestly I didn't realize how young he was, and that's not really here or there. However, it does matter if you're talking to like you got all this life experience. But either way, yeah. So I know a lot of people subscribe to him and his information and his advice, and I do think it's pandering. I will say that pandering to specifically black women because he don't say. I don't think I've ever said like only black women because I'm sure different women listen to this guy. But like when I would listen to it, when I was introduced to him through the video, this was years ago, and I was like, yeah, he makes sense, but like I guess because where I was and kind of how I was brought up, like I already know what it is. Like I know I'm a
Right.
good
Right.
woman, so
Right.
I don't need no guy that I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know him from a can of paint. That's like when you see guys like this happens sometimes. Like, girl, you a good woman, or you a this and that. Like I can tell you don't even know me. Like you see me in the street, I can tell you. I'm like. You look at me, you say I'm a good woman. I could be trash. It's like I don't need no advice from you. Like I know I know who I am. I think when you know who you are, like it don't, especially coming from somebody who you don't know. It's like, who is this dude?
Yeah.
Like you saying stuff, and then I know he was getting a lot of backlash from men, especially black men, who was talking about like, oh, you giving up the game. Like this is common sense knowledge. If
Right.
you've
You know what?
lived,
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking. Of, like, cause I seen a few of his videos and stuff like that too. Like somebody was send me one. Oh, what you think about what he's saying? No, that type of thing. What you think about what he's saying? Type of shit, right? So there was, and I'll say some of the stuff with, but like you said, some of the stuff, a lot of stuff he was saying, I was like, okay, yeah, but I was like, but this is not groundbreaking material. Like I was like,
it's
y'all,
not. But
I
I
was
think
like,
that
it's the
like because a lot of times men are, especially black men, are not probably coming out and saying like, oh, women, look out for this. Oh, women,
yeah,
don't give up this
but
because da 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 da,
people were
and da
praising him like,
and having it come from somebody who I guess people find attractive. I mean, and then the fact that a lot of black men, I mean, honestly, if you really want to keep it 100, if I think about it, Plies be giving the game. Like he be talking about, he like, y'all want to go out here and spend that stimulus money on this? Y'all need to make sure that y'all paying for these bills off, and you trying to stunt. Like he's funny when he do it, but you can tell it's more of like, I'm not gonna preach at you. I'm just tell you what
right,
it is. Like I
right.
think Plies is more.
Exactly. I think,
You
but it comes from a level of being genuine. Like I feel like when Plaza somebody like that give advice or something like that, well, and don't take their words as gospel, but he's coming from a very genuine spot, so it's a lot. You hear a lot clearer. But this other dude, like I said before, people were like praising him like he found a new book of the Bible or something. Like, oh, look at this. I was like, it's not groundbreaking material. This is nothing for you to be like. You should know if he don't call you back in 3 days, he don't like you. It don't take like. And like this is not nothing groundbreaking or whatever. So yeah, but it's one of those. I call him now. I call him now. Like he a hustling preacher, you know. Just from his little past videos and stuff like that. As far as him trying to explain himself through this situation, you're a hustling preacher now. That's exactly what you are.
And for me, I haven't seen, like, I think I've never looked him up. I've never really watched him. So for me, I I never read any of his books. I said I was introduced to him through a person that was telling me about him and watched the video. And I'm like, yeah, I can agree with what he's saying from the videos, the particular videos that I saw. So I've only seen like 2 videos, right? So I can't really go in and say all of what he said, but I know the gist of it, right?
Mhm.
Of what he's talking about. So I can't really go for each video or tell you all about him. I'm mainly speaking on what I want to address is not even that he got caught cheating, because that is like pot meat kettle. But I just was like, I heard through the media and stuff that he was going at certain people that were cheating, like different preachers that were called out to be cheating and adulterers and things like that. And it's like, you need to be careful how you live your life, because it's like, if you're gonna be out here and it matters. I know some people like, well, he's just a man. Yeah, he is just a man, but he makes his money and he gives this advice as if I'm living this kind of way. It's the same as a pastor. I'll be honest with you, not calling him a pastor because I'm not going there with that. I don't know if he's went through all the schooling, but when I go to my pastor, I don't want to hear that he's out there cheating, but he's trying to tell me not to cheat. I don't want to. Yeah, he a man, and I'm coming to get the word, but you can't give me. I mean, when I get married, I plan to come to you to get advice on. You know how you have to go to premarital counseling.
Right.
I'm not coming to nobody who out here slinging things on it to everybody. Like, I'm not doing it, and or telling me, please give, and you ain't giving it. You out here in the range. Like, it gotta make sense. If it don't make sense, I'm not doing it. I'm not listening to you. And I'm like, that's a hypocrite. I'm not gonna be like, y'all, you know what? Don't eat meat, but I'm out here talking about some, give me a hamburger. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, like, be for real. And so that's what I'm like, that's the gag, is like, you're a hypocrite. So no, I'm not gonna listen to you. And no, you shouldn't be out here saying this and that. So for me, that's where I'm coming from. I'm just like, wow, like, if that's what you've been doing, and it seems like he's been doing this the whole time, according to people that, and they go back to his wife, is like, he's been cheating on her before they were even married, and he's out here, and a lot of people were saying like, oh, he's probably really talking about himself. Like, if a man don't call you, if he don't do this, he knows, like, he's that dude. And I'm just like, wow, the irony, right? And I just think it's weird when anybody, whether it's him or whoever, is out here saying like, don't do this, don't be this way, don't do this, and you're doing the exact same thing. You know, I rather you come with me like, look, life is hard. I didn't even know the guy was married. Like, when somebody had actually showed me the video of him, like, Derek exposed, I was like, exposed for what? And it was like cheating. I was like, they like on his wife. I was like, when did he get mad? Like, I don't follow him, but he comes off as a single guy.
A lot of people did not know that. That's like, he got exposed for cheating. Like he said, when he said exposed for cheating, I like, he got married? Wait, where was this?
I don't follow him, but I was like,
I
thought he was single, but even then I wouldn't care. And then
it's
things like it, like when you keep digging into his life, it gets deeper and deeper into like,
you know what, it was funny.
He has a gaggle of women.
Yeah.
He's like been having sex unprotected, like
it's
getting
like,
one lady pregnant.
Worse and worse.
Like,
Ever since he got exposed, every day it got worse and worse. You like, it can't get no worse. Okay, he didn't do everything right. No, it got worse and worse and worse.
So then people have said, I only seen the video. Like I said, I'm coming from a place of like, I don't know the whole story, in the sense of like, they say he put out a video and he was talking to himself in third person.
Yeah,
I didn't never see the first video.
yeah, you're right. I was like,
did you watch it?
I couldn't watch all of it, but I just like, what is? I said, he's literally lost his fucking mind at this point.
And I guess he was denying. He was like, I didn't see it. So guys, I'm just going off of what I have heard from most people. Derrick Jackson did not sleep. Like, okay, Bill Clinton, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Like, he came off as like talking to himself in third person and saying he didn't have sexual intercourse with these women. But then the video that I saw was the one where he had his wife there. Now, that's what I want to talk about. He had his wife there. He was holding her hand and he was saying that I did. He didn't talk to himself in third person. He was like, I just want to let you guys know that I did cheat on my wife. It went from, and he was like, whether it was from sexual to inappropriate texting to inappropriate conversations to just flirting to, having conversations I shouldn't have. And I was just like, whoa, whoa, whoa,
Wait. Let me
whoa,
tell you.
whoa,
Let
whoa.
me tell you. Right. So this is when I knew he was gonna be full of shit and just fucked up all the way. Right.
Hmm.
He did it because before that video came out, before any of the videos like really came out, talk with him and his wife and all kind of stuff. He did like a Facebook live or Facebook kind of recording when I guess it was his first video trying to explain himself.
Hmm.
And I couldn't get past the first 10 minutes because within the first 10 minutes, he said this statement. He said, I had a non-sexual relationship with this woman. And I said, what the fuck is a non-sexual relationship with whatever? And I guess he was addressing, I guess, the very first woman who exposed him or whatever, right? So I said, what the hell is a non-sexual relationship? That's when it kicked in. It was like,
Brr?
yeah, like, brr. I just had to cut it off because at that point, I just knew whatever he said past that point was he was politicking. That's you hear politicians talk or you hear salesmen talk. Like that's what that was from that point on. I was like, yeah, he. That's why I knew. I was like, yeah, it's all down here from you from now on, boy. Like you already, and then of course from then on, you just hit more and more women coming out. The deeper story goes, when his wife was there, when she wasn't there, and all kind of stuff. I'm like, man, yeah, your boy, he bad off right now. He bad off right now.
Yeah. I want to touch on the fact that basically he's been lying.
Oh yeah,
And it seems like he continues to lie.
yes.
Even though I haven't seen the first video where he said he didn't sleep with someone, then he said I heard that too, that he said he had a sexual, non-sexual. Listen, when somebody got to put too much verbiage on something and can't just be frank, I tell people when especially when you're expressing yourself or you're trying to get your point across, don't give me all the jibber jabber. Talk to me plain. Talk to me real plain. Talk to me like I don't know. I'm a kindergarten. Give me ABCs. Talk to me with
Man,
verbiage that I can understand, and then we can come back and revisit. Don't talk when I know you try to talk in circles. I don't like that because I like you trying to put extra words and verbiage in there. Like I'm gonna be sitting here trying to figure it out. No, I ain't got time. Tell me what you're trying to say and be plain about it. Now, on that part right there, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like how he coming across. And it's real douchey, it's real dishonest, and it's like you a jerk. And like you don't owe me nothing because like I ain't got you no money, I ain't bought your book. I don't believe what you talking about. Like I said, I know where I stand in it, but that's between you and your family. My first thought was this. I'm gonna give you my thoughts about it. My first thought was I'm talking about the second video. I ain't even seen the first one. The second video, I was like, my thoughts was like, why is he doing this public? And then I thought when people was like, oh, basically I had like when you Google his name, it was like mistress. I was like, oh, maybe he getting blackmailed and he trying to come off and say something. So that was my second thought. Like, okay, maybe these chicks are coming out like, yeah, we're gonna put you on blast. Which people often do, right? Especially you cheating with somebody. Most people that they cheat on each other, they ain't got nothing to lose. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, if I know you married, I know you got a situation, or let's say a lot of women say they didn't know he was married. Okay, because I didn't either. But I was just like, they coming out exposing him or whatever. They probably ain't got nothing to lose because I don't know if I would do that necessarily, unless something came out where I needed to, lawyer wise. I don't want to put my business out there like, dang, I messed up. I didn't know he was married, yada yada. But what they gonna do? But okay, cool. They put it out there, whatever it is. So like I said, I'm going back to the video. So I see him come and he's having this whole speech how he cheated on his wife. I was like, why he putting this out there like that? That was my thing. I was just like, why you putting it public? Like I know that you a personality of YouTube and whatnot, and people follow you, but like it made me uneasy, right? And I ain't even married to the dude. Then I look at how he was holding his wife's hand. To me, that's not an issue, but it looked more of like
He was
we
telling.
in this, we in this together. And it's like I didn't even know this is before I knew that she wasn't even like they said he wasn't even posting her on his YouTube, I mean on his Instagram and like social medias. Really. So she was kind of low key. So if I'm a low key person, I don't want to come out here and talk up here about you. This is something you gotta clean up. Don't have me come up here as a we united front. And he didn't look bad. He had like a shirt on. He's well built and you could tell he's articulate, right? Okay, fine. Do he talk in circles and he's like full of bullshit? Yes, but he's well spoken. So like, okay. Then I see the wife and I felt bad for thinking this, but the first thing I thought was like, why is she on here? And I'm not, and it's not in any way means that she has to do this, right? Let me just put that out there. But why is she like coming on here with like she look crazy? And when I said she looked crazy, I'm like, this is what I told my friend when he was showing it to me. I was like, you ain't gonna have me looking, and I'm not gonna say he had her. He could have told. You're not gonna come out here and say yes, everything is true, was coming out, and then I'm looking crazy. I can't find me a nice blouse. I can't put a I can't. She looked so disoriented.
She
She
had just
looked
been
like
clean up
she
on a
rolled out
Sunday.
of bed. She looked like she rolled out of bed and was like, "Yeah, come on, let's do the video." And I know later on he says that it was her idea. I don't know no woman, even if you don't, you gonna a lip gloss. I wear glasses, so I ain't even hear. I had okay. It's like she came out there. Then okay, she didn't have no bra on. That was evident. I was just like, then once I got past her physical appearance, I was like, I was looking at her eyes, and when she was talking, when he looked at her and said, "Do you want to say anything?" And her voice seemed as if she was so broken, even though she was like, it's nothing that has happened that has come out that I don't know about. And I am knowing that God and will put us through this because pull us through. And I did leave him, and and she's looking. It kind of looked like I was reading her eyes. She was saying one thing, but her eyes was looking like dead inside, and she was looking like, I'm so drained, I'm so tired, and that explains why she came on camera. I ain't saying she had to have a listen. I don't even wear makeup. I ain't saying she had to come face beat. I ain't saying she had like her appearance looked disheveled. That's all I'm gonna say. And it looked like she didn't care. And when she was giving her speech about what was going on in their relationship, she looked like she had checked out. Then she says, I did leave him, and then I noticed that I wasn't come back. I didn't come back until I seen a change, and then she brought in God. And I oftentimes think sometimes people will throw religion in there to make it seem like God don't want you hurt. Let me just say some things. I ain't gonna sit here and act like I know the Bible front and back, because I'm not even gonna give you that kind of time. I'm not. I don't. But I know certain things. God don't want you hurt and destroyed and broken and knowing you could leave a situation and be done. If you really felt like this was over, or you didn't feel a way about the situation, or you have really, when people go through stuff and they have a testimony and they go through it, you can tell that from the appearance, from the way they talk about God, they feel like God, yeah, but God did this for me, and I came on through the other side because I had revelations about what happened, and this is my testimony. She ain't like she had no testimony. She like she was still going through it. She looked like she was hurting. She looked like, I'm not. I'm just done. I'm hurt. I'm embarrassed. I'm tired. I'm drained, and I don't want y'all getting in my comments. So I've already know about it. And don't come ask me nothing while I'm still with him. He went through, and then he brings in God, and I'm just like, it was hard to watch. And I don't know if any of y'all watched Married at First Sight, because the way they got these 2-hour episodes, I don't blame you. But it made me think of Paige and Chris, which Cordero, I tried to get you to watch that. But Paige, she also brought in God wants me to go through this. If y'all don't know about that, just a little backstory. They're like the worst toxic couple, but she kept going back toward him. And I believe that he was giving her sweet nothings and talking to her. And that what it reminded me of when Derek's wife was like, he kept coming back. Of course they come back. Nothing ass dudes always come back. Of course they do. They always do. Y'all ladies out there, even some of y'all guys know, people always come back when they doing dirty and they wrong and they like, oh, I messed up. Of course you messed up. They gonna come back like the snake that they are. Like, come on. And that was like, he kept coming back. And so I was just like, okay, that means nothing. You can be just dating a dude and he come back. That don't mean nothing. You can. It was so frustrating. But I was like, why are you on camera, ma'am? That's what I was saying. I just like, why are you on camera? You didn't even have to come on. He could have had that whole video by himself. It would have hit the same. It would have hit the same. I still wouldn't have cared. You understand what I'm saying? It would have hit the same. You come out here to be supportive to him, I guess. And I didn't believe nothing he was saying when he was talking. And at first, I didn't really know the background. So I was like, this must have happened years and years ago. This one woman was saying how just last week I said, child. Oh my God, he just keep lying. He's not a good person. And I'm not even gonna break his character down and get into all that. I don't know this man, but from what he's presenting, he's not a good person. He's not a good person. Secondly, the wife, I know they got a child together. I know that she has this idea, but when you go back and read the comments and they said she's still putting out content, she need to let a spokesperson talk for her, because they're saying she's talking about how she would watch videos of him that he had recorded sexual encounters, and she will watch these videos. Listen, what kind of time you on that you doing that? What kind of time you on that you putting out posts like, I'm broken, I'm this, I'm that, and you take some man back that doesn't show? He gives me very narcissistic vibes. He gives me, I would say whatever I got to say to get what I need to get. He gives me I'm still going to talk to y'all like this is a promotion. Someone said, and I believe it, now he's going to have a whole nother angle. He done brought God into it, and he's going to come at like the people that, because a lot of people that's in church, they believe in redemption and everything like that, but God is the one that's going to give you that redemption. You don't need me or nobody else to know that you're redeemed. If you got that relationship with God, you ain't got to post that out there if that's not really true. And he don't give me that vibe that's what he's done really felt remorse, because if he did, he would have came with the truth in the beginning instead of saying I had a sexual nonsense. Who talks like that? I hate to see a woman, especially a black woman, feel defeated by a man and feel discouraged and stay with somebody. It's hard to watch. It's hard to watch. And even though more things keep coming out, it's just like, I just want people to want better for themselves. And I want people to want, when you come on camera and you look as if you don't care, from appearance to even the words that you say seem dead and weightless, that shows up, and it showed up. And I think that's why it's such, it's not even about the women coming forward and trying to put them on blast, or they saying they didn't know, it's bigger than that. I'm just talking to the woman that's out there that's in the shoes of her, or her in general. You can always leave a situation. You can always, if you want to, you can always leave a situation. You understand what I'm saying? And don't let nobody break you down to the point where you doubting yourself and you feel like you ain't good enough. It's sad. And that knowing that you have kids, you still have to be a mother to them. And if you're not good mentally and physically, how you going to raise kids to know what their worth is when you don't feel like you're worthy? And you gonna have this man that's manipulative in their life. Like, he need to be monitored. You know what I'm saying? Those kind of people, if he gonna be a part of his kid's life, there needs to be some kind of, I don't know what, I would feel like, oh my God, what is he telling my kids? Because he's a liar. And it ain't even about all the cheating. He's a liar. He's a fraud. What are you raising your kids to be? And it's like, you got offspring and you're teaching them. What are you teaching them? What are you teaching? Oh, it's so cringy. Oh, it's so cringy. God, it's cringy. And I'm just like, I'm not even gonna get on like, oh, she shouldn't have came on camera like that, because look at all the women are saying, now that's why he cheated on the men. That sounds stupid. I don't think she should have got on camera to prove that to nobody. If anything, gave herself some confidence it's just say I'm gonna come least person. If you go to a job interview, you look. If you go to the store, well, I don't know. I know some people go to the store with abundance on, but you know what I'm saying. Like how you want the world to see you and how you feel about yourself. Clothes make a difference. I mean, sometimes just putting on lip gloss and just being like, I think honestly. I feel like she should have did her own. He should have did his video, whatever he want to do, and she should have came on there and just like, look, if she wanted to say something, I'm in counseling. I'm doing this. We're working on our marriage. I want to stay with him. You know, I don't know. I just think how the whole thing set out. It was cringe worthy. It gave me brainwashed. It gave me low self esteem. It gave me I'm just here. This is a shell of a person. I don't even know. I'm just here to be here. Moving on from that, the people that's like when he said, and for the people that's disappointed in me and don't want to follow me anymore, I appreciate you. People say he's done made money off of these people anyway. And I guess he has, you know how YouTube works, you get videos and you get views. But it's like that man don't care nothing about that. They said this man have still been as a weeks ago, still being fooling with these different women, have been lying. We've seen him lie from Cordera saying and other people saying he did a video of saying he had a non-sexual sexual relationship, stuff like that. That was just what days ago. Then he come out with this with his wife, and now God was probably like, don't put me in this because you moving dirty, you still moving snaky, like you still doing dirt. You still moving. You still lying. You're still lying. You're lying. You're lying. That's all I can say. You're lying, sir. You're lying. And ma'am, you seem like you're lying too. You don't seem like you may know about it, but you seem broken. And it's sad because you don't have to be in a situation like that. You don't have I don't care what this man telling you. Note it as a liar and be like, it's not. And I feel like once she gets out her stupor, once she gets out of low self-esteem and she starts to talk to other people, once she really, I know sometimes people like to say, these people on YouTube are in that sense, I'm gonna say in the public eye, you don't know their life, right? So for the men out there who's like, see, he's just a dog, like we a dog, every man. Like, no, I still don't think every man cheats. You know what I'm saying? And for you to be like, you just know him, that man don't hold no weight in my life. He shouldn't hold no weight in nobody's life except his child and I guess the wife. But the way he moving, no. But he has responsibilities that he owes them something. He don't owe me nothing. He don't owe y'all nothing. So for y'all, for those out there who's like, I really listen to them, two things can be true. Somebody can tell you something and be living dirty. Somebody can say, you know what, you're beautiful. Respect yourself. Love yourself. If a man doesn't show interest in you, then you should leave him alone. You shouldn't have to chase him in. These are facts. These are just comments. These are facts. Simple facts. But because it's coming out of a man's mouth, a black man's mouth, does not make it God, does not make it like it doesn't make it like because it's coming out of his mouth doesn't make it any better than you knowing this yourself. If you have to look to someone that you don't know from a can of paint to give you advice, and then when they disappoint you because they live in fraudly, you gotta look at yourself and be like, why you following a person you don't know? You know what I'm saying? He's just telling you these are words. He hasn't done anything to you to make you think that this is you don't know this person. So why are you giving all this energy? You giving money to him, you giving your time to him, you letting him, you have to be careful what you interpret, what you listen to, what you put inside your mind. You have to be careful with that because you don't know how they live it. You need to be able, if you're going to listen to people that do motivational speaking, you need to be able just to listen to what they say, like, that's true, and leave it at that. You shouldn't take that and like, this man is just a guy seeing it. You need to take the word. Like when I'm telling you, he puts content out there for y'all to consume and you've been consuming it. And if you think that man owe you something, he don't. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't. He don't owe you anything. Let that go. If anything, he owe his wife's, the truth. honesty, loyalty. He owe her stuff. He owe his kids to be a stand-up role model, but he don't owe nobody nothing. So that's why I'm not like, oh my God, how could he? Listen, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I just feel like he a fraud, yes. Because he's a liar. But I can say that about anybody that's saying one thing and doing another thing. You fraudulent. And I can come and see a black woman hurt and feel like that's messed up. And that's how I feel. At the end of the day, I feel like she's still wrapped up in the web, in his spider web, in his lies, and in his manipulation, in his deceit. I think they may have gotten to a point, but I think that if she says she knows everything and she's good with it, that's on her and her heart. But I would like her to, like, I don't know her either, but I feel like from that video of how she was presenting herself, that she looked like she just tired and stressed out and done. And I can see you being tired, stressed out, and done when you've gone through that, especially when it's public now. Maybe it's always been public, but it's only so much that somebody can take. And I just feel for her to a point. You know what I'm saying? That's the toxic shit I'm talking about. She looked tortured. Cordero, thoughts?
I was gonna say she basically like she just got done cleaning up on a Sunday. That's what he called her. She was like vacuuming the floor, washing the dishes or something. He's like, come make this video real quick. And he had the anime hold on her with the hands. Yeah, for real. I was looking at because people do the little clips and stuff like that, show the pictures and stuff, and making memes. And I was like, man, he's like, hey, bitch, read the script like I wrote it. Like, read the script like I wrote it. Shit. Yeah. And honestly, through the whole little scandal, whatever, you started putting stuff together. You started kind of seeing the same pattern. And from my understanding, this is what I got from it. I'm gonna say this, and people always say it's cheaper to keep her, and that's what he was doing. Because he got a lot of money now. He's made a ton of money, and he's well off or what have you. And if he were to really divorce her and stuff like that, she would get she would probably more likely get half. And get child support and all that kind of stuff, and it's cheaper to keep her. And I think now what's going on, the reason she's looking at it now is because she's probably trying to save the brand. Want to keep that check flowing in, because other than that, she sounds crazy.
Oh, you think she wants to? You think he wants to save?
I think they had a conversation. It's like, look, we can get this money, try to save the brand, like you said, because it's gonna bring a whole new angle to go into, see how God heal our relationship. And like you said, just not last week, he was still messing with somebody. So she had it. She got on camera. So yeah, I know. He's been doing good for the past 5 or 6 months and stuff like that. And then somebody else recently, like, well, he had a whole nother mistress just last week. So what are you talking about? I do, like you said, he's gonna pander to the Southern Black women that because a lot of them are deeply religious, and like, see how God healed their relationship, he can heal, and it's gonna be a whole nother angle that he's gonna work now. I do believe that. That's what I'm saying. My thing is right now, I think it's about the money. I think it's all about the money. I think it's all about saving that brand name and getting some more revenue. And because for me, as far as she goes, it's only two things. Either she has been all the way broken down and brainwashed, like you said before, or they had a conversation about, look, listen, I messed up. I cheated last week. Had whatever conversation that went on behind doors, and was like, listen, we're gonna get this. We can save this brand, get the money or whatever. Because like I said, if he divorced her now, she get half. Oh, she getting all the money. She probably gonna get more than half. He gonna be his socks. Making videos on a scooter in his socks, because she gonna get.
You funny.
I'm dead serious. So I think right now he on some. It's cheaper to keep her stuff. They don't go through the legal stuff, and that's I do not believe his whole religious angle at all. Period. I just don't. You're right. He is a narcissist. I think he showed the narcissistic tendencies already, but because he's in a sense, he still has not accepted responsibility. He's trying to put like, well, I did this because I think at some point I did not have a full. I had a partial relationship with God. I didn't give up my entire life over. And I was like,
oh my God.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's why it just gets worse. It's like you still refuse to say I was a dog. And that's all it is to it. And he keep on making these more and more videos, and it's like, dude, just disappear. And like she's making videos now and trying to talk and stuff. It's like, girl, you look like you said, you look tired, you look broken, and you sound brainwashed. And then people making videos to the blink twice if you need help. Cause I'm telling you, he had that look on his face at one point. He was looking at it like read the script like I wrote a bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't fuck up this money. Like for real, I believe it, you know. I think in one of the mistress's house, he was riding by trying to see what the cameras were pointed at her house and stuff. So it just he showed the narcissistic tendencies already, trying to have everything he's 52. He lied. And let me tell you why he got exposed.
Okay.
He didn't get exposed for cheating. He got exposed because he lied to those women. Because every mistress that came out and said something about it said, because he told me this, but he did that. He got exposed because he lied to every single one of them. Because at one point, he told someone like, yeah, me and my wife are separated. And this is before she actually left. Me and my wife were separated and I'm trying to get a divorce. That's what he told her or whatever, things like that. And he told her, yeah, I'm down with her emotionally. She don't do nothing for me, yada, yada, yada. He, fed her the whole lie shebang. And then at one point, he cut her off and just, and the lady was like, well, I thought you said this and I thought you said that. And you told me that she wasn't coming back. And you told me that, this point y'all weren't together, but you were with her while you're with me. And so I was like, he told lies that he'd have to tell. Because think about this. A lot of those women, just a lot of women, period. Well, I can say women, just women only, people in general, because of who you are, because you're famous and you flying these women out, they would have smashed you anyway. But because you lied to them, they felt betrayed and they told on you. That's just done. That's why you got exposed. You still cheated. That's dirty on your part. Because you told everybody your wife was like, I had no idea this was going on. Now you got her on the camera looking stupid. Yes. She looked dumb. And it's sad because she's so, you ever seen somebody talk and they sound so sure about something and you like, girl. Like she sounded so sure about, yes, and God came in and he's been good. And she was just sold on the whole time he's been faithful these past 5 or 6 months or whatever time frame they gave. And
but I didn't get that. I know you said you got that she was sure. I got that she was unsure because even at one point when she said, if you look at like when he was talking, like when she brought up God, she kind of did look at him more like, yeah, that's true, like shaking her head. But then when he's like, this, we've already talked about this, and she kind of was looking like away or whatever. And then even when she was talking, I forgot what she said, but it was something to the fact of like, I've already know about this. Like I already know what's going on. And she looked at him kind of like, is there more? And I'm just like like I said, is it what is else I'm supposed to say? Yeah. And I was just like,
and there
do
was.
you know if there's more, ma'am?
There was more. There was, and that's what I think. City you said, like it gets worse. Like there was more. Past the point of when he told her that we had talked about this. There was a lot more.
Right.
And so she like she just looked like she sound brainwashed. That's what I don't see two angles for her really. Either she's really is just brainwash type ordeal going on, or they just trying to save the brand and work a new angle and get paid.
I didn't look at it like that about saving the brand because like when I looked at it, like I said, I didn't know, like I don't know his finances or anything like that. So I mean, I know he got a book and clearly, they say he's well off. So now that I know that, like, yeah, but, and I know you say it's cheaper to keep her. I've never heard that, of course, but I also feel like, what do I feel like? I feel like that may be how he feels. And if she's going through it through a money aspect, you're doing yourself such a disservice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can't buy me. You can't buy me. You can't throw no money at me when I know your angle and I know where you're coming from. And it's about self-respect at the end of the day. Yeah. And I think too, when you have kids, even if you feel like I'm at low self-esteem, I'm this and that, you owe it to your kids, especially if you got young daughters. You owe it to them to be like the even if you don't feel it, you know how they say fake it till you make it. You owe it to them to show a better example of what a woman is and like how it is to carry yourself and
But
how it is to like love yourself. Even if you feel like,
mhm.
nah, that ain't what it is. And you know what? You're not gonna love yourself if you still dealing with the same trash. I don't care if that man give you $1 million every freaking day. You still gonna be broke. You're gonna be a rich, broke person.
But you
You
know what
understand
covers
what I'm
that up?
saying?
But you know what covers that up? I call it all the time. It's they put that Jesus spice on there. They put it on there, and it makes everything
Don't be bring.
seem
That's what I be thinking. Like God,
yeah.
maybe he got meals like that.
They
Means
they
out
they
there.
they
God
put
don't want
that
no part of that mess.
they put their religious angle on there, and just kind of that's what makes it look like okay, she's doing this because her religion and it's the right thing to do. You know, we don't believe in
What is the right
divorce.
thing to do?
We don't believe, the whole thing.
Uh,
We don't believe in divorce, and we're gonna work through this together, and we're gonna become out stronger.
and he don't believe in marriage. Listen, it's one thing to say you don't believe in divorce, but you have to first believe in marriage. You understand what I'm saying?
Ah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Like, come
yeah. Oh
on.
boy,
Come on.
he had a whole situation
Whew,
going on.
child.
Yeah, but that's my take on just them in general. You know, his new angle is gonna be towards Southern women.
Oh
The
God.
religious. Oh,
Like,
oh yeah,
he makes me
it's about to be coming on thick.
gag.
It's about to
Gag
going
alert.
on. It's about to be poured on thick, and people want to eat it up.
Oh yeah, I already know he probably gonna be doing
Oh
these
yeah,
you
let
know
me
how they
tell
call
you
them the
how.
press, I'm sorry tour.
Yeah, let me tell you
He gonna be
how.
doing the Ruben Stutter 2004 I'm sorry listen tour
Oh
where he
yeah,
gonna be going around going to churches,
it was
you
like
know.
you got to give up the drinking and the alcohol because that's what he said. Yeah, it was until I gave up the alcohol. Man, listen, let me tell you something. I know people who get stone cold drunk off their ass and still don't cheat. So it's like I have to give up the drinking and the alcohol and the partying and stuff. That excuses, excuses.
You know, this one thing I will say this that they found that I didn't never know how old he was. He looks a lot older than what he is. I think they say he's like 32. But when he has been giving advice, they say since 2012. So since he was in his early 20s. And it's funny because I'm like, he is older than my youngest sibling. But I wouldn't take advice from him. My youngest
Uh-uh.
sibling. You know, and he speak, listen, my and this is no shade. My brother, I think he's got like he's 8 years, 7 years younger than me. And he got a lot of sense for his age. And even at that age when he was like in his early 20s, even a teenager, he had a lot of sense. I'm saying, I'm serious, a lot of sense for a kid, you know? And then as a young man, he has a lot of sense too. But there's a lot of stuff that when he's talking, I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? He sounds so immature. There's no way that he has, and he says he doesn't live, he doesn't have relationships and things like that. But when I listen to him and I listen to the friends that he keeps too sometimes, I'm like, he does seem like the most mature out of them, but he's still immature. So what I look like being my big grown age, listen to him for advice or some things. And I'm not gonna say some things he hasn't told me that of course it sounds good and it's true. But I'm not coming to my younger brother for advice who hasn't been through all the things that I've been through or doesn't know the type of man that I've dealt with or this and that. He can give me advice on certain things because it's a generalization of certain things. Of course, yeah. You need somebody that's gonna treat you right, this and da. But the inconsistencies that comes into that comes in place, he hadn't been there yet. He
Mhm.
don't know. So it was saying that he was giving advice, and I guess women was taking it from him. It was just like he's just the truth, and I'm like, and then when they found out how super young he was, they was just like, oh my god, he's a baby. And I guess they're like older, and I'm just like,
But
what?
it's something. I mean, like it's something he's giving an advice. It's like it's stuff that we already know. Like you said, but like you said previously, it's something if you have uncles and fathers or older brothers in your
Just
life,
people, good people in their life that
yeah,
can talk to
they'll
you,
tell
that
you, yeah.
you know how they living already. So even if they've been through something, they be like, "Well, I've been through it." And I'm not gonna say you can't give advice if you have. been through, you cheated or whatever. I'm not saying that. But when you currently living that life, if you don't shut up talking to me, please.
Yeah.
I
Like I said,
don't
he
want
is
to hear nothing. You got
has a
failed
whole
marriages, you got failed relationships, and you trying to give me the girl, be quiet.
yeah. The boy had a whole issue though. He's a narcissist. Um, I do feel for the kids because now they wrapped up in this, unfortunately. And I don't know how old they are particularly. I know they relatively younger kids, but I don't know how that's gonna affect them, years from now.
It's a lot. But like I said, I think you had a great take on it. I didn't realize, like, oh yeah, I didn't even think about that aspect. I was thinking more emotionally, like my mental state. Like that's what I was thinking. Like
Mm-hmm.
if it's about my mental state, ain't nothing gonna come before me making sure my head on straight and I need to do what I need to
I, really,
do for
I
these
think
kids.
yeah,
That's how I'll be looking at it. But hey, that might just be me.
I think she is. I think her mental state is broken down, but she might be on the tip of. I might as well get something out of this besides a broken heart at this point.
Maybe so.
You know.
Maybe so. Maybe so. It's sad either way. It really is because it's like, yeah. But like I said, at the end of the day, when people choose to stay with certain people, whether it's your husband or whatever, your wife or whatever, when you choose to stay in toxic relationships, I mean, that's just what it is. And some
Yeah.
people will be like, "Oh, you're not helping me. You're not understanding where I'm coming from." It's like, even if I was, I've lost friendships too over different things, and it's just like it just is what it is. Like at certain points, I think you have to value yourself. I think that's my biggest. If I tell this to anybody, even though I had this whole statement, value yourself. You know, value yourself and know that you're worth something. And even if somebody else can't see it, that's their fault. That's their problem. Value yourself. And if you have kids out there that you're raising or you have, like, just know that like you have to be good mentally and physically so that you can like show them a better side of like what
Mm-hmm.
respecting yourself looks like, what having self-esteem and loving yourself love it looks like, caring about yourself above anything. You know what I'm saying? And just don't throw religion at it and think that, oh, it's gonna be good. Like, don't do that. Like, yeah. mm, mm, mm,
Mm-mm.
mm.
Oh, yeah, they gonna work that angle, especially him. I saw within the. I was like, this one he finna work this angle like a stripper on the pole. Trying to tell you, it's gonna be real.
Like a stripper on the pole.
Oh yeah, on the pole, he finna work this angle real good, real good.
Ugh,
Hey, if the Lord can save me, He can
child.
save you. Don't you
Ugh.
give up on that man.
Oh god, this is making me cringe. Like, I'm literally Cadero.
Hey,
Listen,
it's real. It's so real. Hey, Valerie, do you have anything else?
I'm done.
You
I
gonna
think I
take
need to take a shower.
you gonna go woosah?
I'm about to go work out and then probably take a shower afterwards. Like, yeah, this is
Mm,
gonna
mm,
be a
mm,
no for me.
mm, mm, mm.
But sorry to that woman. Sorry to that. What can you Papa say? Sorry to that man. Sorry to that woman. Yeah. I mean, hopefully she come out on a better side of it. That's all I'm gonna say. And
She a
I,
paper
I, I
chaser.
know, I know. Probably going forward, she probably gonna be like, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna get myself a little spruced up because they going in on me. I don't even think it was that for me. It wasn't even like I said. It wasn't even like her appearance as like, oh, why she looked like that. It was more like it was like she didn't care. And when you
I
heard
don't
her,
think she did.
yeah. So yeah,
He probably did say something to you like, "Hey, you gonna dress up?" She probably, nigga, you in the doghouse right now. You understand the level of pissed off
he
to be
don't even
at.
look like he in the doghouse. People that's in the dog. Let me tell you,
He's a
men
nar-
that's in
but
the
he's a
doghouse.
narcissist, like you said. So he don't he
So he don't. He don't regular. He doesn't. That
yeah.
man don't look like he care about nothing too much or
He's
nothing.
narcissistic, like you said. He's
He doesn't
very
seem
narcissistic.
sympathetic. He probably don't even know what empathy is. He doesn't seem sympathetic, and he just seemed like, okay, we done talking about this. You
Yeah,
want
because
you want to say anything?
he's gonna play off her beliefs. You know what I'm saying? And that's the even sadder part of it. Because he knows
Mm-hmm.
he knows that she was from my understanding, she's a very deeply religious person.
Uh-huh.
And he knows that. So she's easy to manipulate. Very easy to manipulate. And so he can just throw everything off on that. Hey, yeah, babe, you know I messed up, but I'm gonna put it in God's hands. Just that's what we gonna do. Valerie, look at me. We're gonna put it in God's hands and we're gonna work through this, okay? Okay.
See, you can't do me like that. You be like, Ben got hung up on. Ben got hung up on. And I'm like, it's already in God's hand. That's why you're canceled. You're done.
Yeah.
Just make sure you come see your kid.
Yeah.
How about that? And I'm gonna have my brothers, monitor you while you watching your kid. Look, but you ain't gonna know that. I'm like, yeah, he want to tag along. Y'all going where? You take him to the park? Oh, my brother wanted to come. Yeah.
Right, he's gonna work it out for us. We're gonna keep this family together.
Chabu.
We're gonna keep it for us. We're gonna keep this family together. You should wait. Hey, don't you believe? Don't you want to go to church and don't you believe with me? Huh? Don't you want to?
You about to.
Don't you want to tell the world our testimony? Huh?
That's your testimony.
Oh, well, you want to tell the world our testimony? Tell them how strong we became after this. Huh? These trials and tribulations.
You a fool.
I know the game. I can just verbatim. I know the game. I know that hustle. Hey, Valley, don't you want to tell the world?
Let me call my name because I ain't got nothing to do with this.
Hey.
Sorry to that man. Sorry to that man. I ain't got nothing to do with this. I don't know that man. Y'all know how I do. I don't know that man.
Hey, let me show you the scripture. Let me show you the scripture in the Bible. Come on, let me tell you.
Don't put your hand on my Bible. Your hand gonna get burned. Now get back.
Show you the scripture in the Bible.
Get back.
He healed me so he can heal us.
I mean, she need to get some sage in her life.
He healed me.
She need to get some sage. She need to read that Bible. She need to be in Bible studies.
I talked to TD Jakes the other day.
She might be in the wrong church.
And
I don't know.
He said that satin sheet slides. I haven't got cotton. So
what?
You know what I'm saying? Listen.
You shouldn't say nothing about no sheets. I would be triggered. Everything. See, with him, he couldn't tell me nothing. He could be talking about the weather, and I would get triggered. I'd be like, he's like, it's cloudy. It's cloudy, nigga. You cloudy. Like I'm
gonna buy you another ring. They put this pressure on us so the diamond can shine brighter for us, our future together.
You sound stupid. You need to stop talking right now. You sound hella stupid. Hella stupid.
I can tell you the hustle verbatim. I'm telling you, put it on the thing, boy. It's gonna be.
I wonder if he cried. He don't even like he show emotion. I wonder if he had some crocodile tears. He probably went to the bathroom and splashed his face with water and came back and was like,
he ain't cried.
You know, nurses can cry on demand, so they touch their eyeball. They be sticking their finger in their eye.
That's what he did. He didn't.
Like, you done poked your eye. Are you crying?
You
know me. I ain't got no sense. Let me see.
Keep crying. Cry for 10 minutes straight. Don't touch your eye. Damn. Yeah,
you don't understand.
They don't think.
You don't understand. Look, do the air punches like Boy in the Hood. You don't understand.
But hey, he told her.
You know, I think as women, we've all been in situations, maybe men too. Man, it's like, okay, well, that's just how life be. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Watch this hustle now.
I'm done. Let's be done with this. Let's be done with this.
Y'all can't see Valerie rocking, y'all. She got a whole situation with a rocking, yo.
Because I don't like when people, whether they married or not, I don't like people being treated badly, and I think she don't have enough people around her to let her know that she's not in a good situation, regardless if it's money or whatever. And I don't like when people are getting treated poorly, and it's just, no.
Well, hey. We're gonna wrap this up.
We didn't talk about this long enough, and I'm not revisiting this, but y'all can get in the comments and y'all can give y'all thoughts on this whole situation. We are gonna cut this down, so I hope Cordero, because I don't want people like Bella just had a whole tangent. It wasn't a tangent. It was just, and like I said, I don't even know the whole story because I ain't been reading all the blogs about it. Like Cordero knows some stories and that he probably gonna tell me later, and I'm probably like, I don't even want to hear it, because right now my energy is different right now than when I started, because it started different. Like I started like more in like a level headed.
Yeah,
now I'm just
like 6 miles today. Y'all.
I was rocking. I can't even.
She gonna run 6 miles
today. Now I'm just like ready to get myself watched, because it's just that stuff can rub off on you as far as like how other people's energy are and the negativity. It's just so negative, and it look like that ain't good over there. The
Mhm.
whole situation. But you guys can get in the
Boo boo
comments
water.
and let us know, like, how would you handle the situation, man or woman? Like, what are your thoughts? Do you think that like he's really sincere? Do you think that they're gonna make it through? What are y'all thoughts? Like, give us what y'all think. Have you ever been in a situation like that yourself? If you want to share, if not, that's fine. Let us
Hey,
know. Let us
right,
know how
right.
you feel about. Let us know if you follow him too. Like before all of this happened, like let us know. Like you followed him. You really thought like he was a guru of relationships for Black women. I don't know. Like,
Hey,
let me know.
and if hey,
I'm
look, listen,
curious.
my advice: if you find yourself in a similar situation, you could take his
Call
advice.
Charter. Get help.
You find yourself. Make sure you if you
Get
find
help.
yourself
So
in a similar situation, listen to your
call
boy.
1-800 Charter
You can
and
always
get help.
do what he
You can
say.
always get help.
You can always do what he say and pray about it. That's my that's my take.
Oh,
That's my
nigga,
take.
stop.
That's my take. Yo, we done. We out. Peace.
Peace.